I'm Kiara Green with Franchise Sports, here to bring you a very special edition of the Blitz Analysis B-Series. Today we will be reviewing the 2012 FSU football signing class and breaking down why this class could very well go down as one of the best ever for the Seminoles. As of February 1st, official signing day across America, the FSU football team added 18 members to its squad, garnering a number 2 ranking behind Alabama via 247sports.com and ESPN.com. Behind us is the official list of the recruits that signed with Florida State last Wednesday, courtesy of Seminoles.com, and have been verified through the FSU Compliance Office. Joining us in the studio today is FS analyst and former FSU staff writer Ariel Bedford. Ariel, give us a rundown of this particular class and explain why the country is buzzing about it.
FSU signed the #1 recruit in the country, the top defensive tackle recruit in the country, and 2 of the fastest players in the country. FSU's class is full of splash, speed, and defense. Let's start with defensive end Mario Edwards out of Texas. Now, Mario Edwards Jr., he actually was the top consensus recruit in the nation, and his dad played for FSU. When you look at his high school game film, he looks like the next superstar lineman to wear garnet and gold and to be a high NFL draft pick. Next is defensive tackle Eddie Goldman from DC. Eddie puts you in the mind of Alabama's star Marcel Darius. He's 310 pounds and is exactly what FSU defense needs to help free up some of their pass rushers. FSU also got Marvin Bracey from Orlando's Boone High. He is the undisputed fastest prep in the nation. In January, he just broke the high school record for the 55 meters, recording a time of 6.08 seconds. That time is also the fastest in the world this year. FSU also got the #2 defensive back prospect in the nation in Maryland's Ronald Darby. Now, Darby has been reported at a 4.37 40-yard dash, which is blistering fast. He's expected to join the juggernaut FSU sprint team, as well as suiting up for the Seminole football squad.
If FSU had just stopped with 18, the class would have been impressive enough. But 48 hours after National Signing Day, FSU got possibly their most important target to commit when 5-star quarterback Jameis Winston made his long-standing courtship with state official by faxing in his letter of intent and announcing he would attend FSU to play baseball and football during his own signing day news conference held in Birmingham, Alabama. Winston has been on the radar of many top programs for quite some time and received scholarship offers from Stanford and his home state's powerhouse, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Ariel, though FSU has been the front runner to get Winston since the summer, the 6'4" dual threat star took extra time to make his decision of where to go to school. Why has his choice elongated, and what does his addition to the class mean for the Seminoles?
Well, Winston had let it be known publicly that he was going to sign with FSU early on in the process. And though Stanford made a late push for the services of the Hueytown Alabama 2-sport star, most scouts expected for Winston to sign with Florida State. He actually played an all-star game in Texas. On February 1st, he was in Texas for that all-star game. So that was why his decision, part of the reason why it was pushed back. Basically, Winston always knew that he was going to sign with FSU, and they always had the edge over other schools because of the simple fact that FSU and their coaching staff has built a reputation for being more accommodating to 2-sports athletes, especially when it comes to baseball. I mean, Winston went so far as to, on signing day, going to ESPNU and describing how he's been in communication with other top recruits like Darby, urging them to come to Tallahassee. Now, Winston is actually listed as a potential first-round draft pick in the upcoming amateur baseball draft for Major League Baseball in June. And that's part of the reason why, again, that he's coming to FSU, because of the work that FSU's coaching staff has done to make the athletic department more of a collaborative unit, you know, building a rapport with the head coach, Mike Martin, building a rapport with the head track coach, Bob Brayman, as well as the previous success of other talented student athletes like Rhodes Scholars Garrett Johnson and Myron Roll. FSU is becoming the place again to be for the very elite in prep sports.
Okay, now when asked about his recent class, head coach Jimbo Fisher spoke of how he believes he has young athletes that can hopefully compete for starting jobs. Ariel, besides the statistical rankings and accolades the players in this class have amassed, what makes some of these student athletes unique?
Well, when you think of this recruiting class, there's many adjectives that come to mind. But when you want to talk about unique, that adjective would definitely be international. FSU signed 2 players with origins from England in offensive lineman Menelik Watson and quarterback Colin Blake. They also got a player, offensive tackle Daniel Glauser, who's from Switzerland. Now, Blake actually grew up playing basketball. He went to a prestigious prep academy in Spain and actually signed with Marist College in New York before going to junior college to play football. Colin Blake was actually originally a commit to Texas A&M before switching to FSU because of a coaching shakeup with the Aggies. And Glauser joins a lineage of former JUCO star and European standout Bjorn Werner to help bolster the worldly scope of the FSU athletic department.
Okay, and in your opinion, besides the 5-star recruits mentioned nationally, who should Seminole fans have on the radar from the current class?
Well, coaches and media outlets and scouting sites, they make a big deal out of, 5-star recruits and where they end up. But everyone knows that stars and website ratings don't automatically equate to success on the gridiron. When it comes to Florida State signees, some of the players with prestigious backgrounds but slightly lower profiles could be the ones that become the next Seminole heroes. P.J. Williams is exactly the type of prospect that comes to mind that fits this category. Now, Williams was a 4-star recruit, and he actually was an Under Armour All-American, but he hasn't quite gotten the same press coverage as a Winston or Williams or the #1 safety prospect in the country, Landon Collins from Louisiana, who signed with Alabama. But Williams' rangy frame and his natural football instincts make him the type of player that could come in and impact the FSU secondary right away, teaming up with hard hitter LaMarcus Joyner to make a formidable safety duo. Now, another player to look out from this class is standout linebacker from First Coast, Reggie Northrup. Northrup actually was the Jacksonville area Defensive Player of the Year. And with him switching his commit from Miami to FSU, the defense now has the front 7 talent that could really help bolster that defense because they disappointed a lot last year. Really, when you think about this class, the bulk of the attention went to defense. And with the signings of Northrup, with the signings of Williams, as well as some of the other players, they really addressed those needs.
Okay, well, with 3 of the 19 signings already in Tallahassee as January early enrollees, expect for the 2012 spring and summer football practice camps to be filled with anticipation and excitement for the upcoming year. Be on the lookout for an additional review of 2 of the football signees with an analysis of the 2012 track signing class coming soon. And for more info on the FSU football signing class, make sure to head to franchisesportsonline.net with Ariel Bedford. This is Kiara Green with Franchise Sports.